Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. And welcome to today's episode of Crash Course, but better because John Green isn't here and he is really annoying. So today we're going to be talking about how new anti-imperialist policies popping up all over the world post-World War II impacted the current world order and how it sparked change in a lot of different countries.
Hit it!
In the street, know you probably heard of me. Got a bag and fix my teeth. Hope you hoes know it ain't cheap. And I pay my mama bills. I ain't got no time to chill. Think these hoes be mad at me. They baby father wanna bill.
Imperialism was a term introduced in the late 1870s, and here's the gist of it.
Hey, I'm better than you. Okay, and I'm gonna prove it.
With diplomacy or military force, imperialism was great for the stronger, but for the weak, it
Sucked!
so they came up with anti-imperialist ideologies. Because imperialism
Sucked!
Anti-imperialism originated in Europe in the late 19th and early 20th centuries because they thought that the growing European colonial empires
Sucked!
and U.S. control of the Philippines
Sucked!
So lots of countries started to revolt. Guess you could just call it teen rebellion. They were sad and wanted to be in control of themselves, so they fought a lot. And surprise, a lot of them died. And now, let's have a minute of silence in honor of them. Thank you. But India was sad too. India was really sad. Claire's wearing her rainbow pin today to show how India wanted to be gay. And by gay we mean happy. And the only way for them to be happy was to gain independence from Britain.
They didn't want to be violent though, they wanted a peaceful revolution. That's when he appeared.
The man.
the mystery.
Practically God himself.
Gandhi.
Gandhi was a guy of peace, and his motto was basically, if Britain doesn't get the hell out of India, I'm gonna starve myself to death.
I don't think that's it.
And so will all of India. Teacher, why didn't Britain just tell India to screw off and let them all starve to death?
That's a good question because India was important to England's textile production.
And no Indians in factories equals no money for Britain. Makes sense, right? So from the years 1820 to 1947, Gandhi and the Indian National Congress engaged first in debate through starving themselves, peaceful protests, and meditation sit-ins seeking independent rule for India. Although they were successful in sparking conversion in Britain regarding India becoming a state, they failed to become independent and were split into two, Pakistan and India. What is...
Whoa! A letter! From Gandhi to a close friend.
Looks like we gotta whip up some sick rhymes for this one.
Dear friend, I have your letter. I'm afraid it is not possible for me to describe to the creed you have sent to me. The subscriber is made to believe that the highest manifestation of the unseen reality was Jesus Christ. In spite of my efforts, I have not been able to feel the truth of that statement. I have not been able to move beyond the belief that Jesus was one of the greatest teachers of mankind. Oh. Do you not think that religious unity is to be had not by a mechanical subscription to a common creed, but by all respecting the creed of each? In my opinion, difference in creed there must be so long as there is different brains, but who does it matter if all these are hung up on the common thread of love and mutual esteem? Love? Gandhi. Yo.
Okay.
Gandhi.
So what the heck is that supposed to mean? Well, Gandhi wrote this letter in 1926 to his friend France, who worked at a church in America, discussing the positive influence of Jesus and how he helped spread peace, love, like Gandhi strives to do. He clearly admired Jesus very much, even though they had very different motivations and lifestyles, which is really cool.
Oh. Despite India's peaceful protest, Britain was not afraid to murder. On April 13, 1919, a crowd of non-violent protesters, otherwise known as Hippie Losers, had gathered in Jallianwala Bagh, Amritsar, Punjab, and were fired upon by troops of the British Indian Army under the command of Colonel Reginald Dyer. This tragic event is now known to the Jallianwala Bagh Massacre or Amritsar Massacre.
This led to the non-cooperation movement. The non-cooperation movement was a significant phase of the Indian independence movement from British rule. It was led by Gandhi after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It aimed to resist British rule in India through non-violent means, ahimsa. Protesters Protesters would refuse to buy British goods, adopt the use of local handicrafts, and picket liquor shops.
India successfully achieved independence on August 15, 1947. India challenged the existing world order by sparking the beginning of decolonization and introducing the concept of peaceful protest.
Roar! Today, India suffers from many issues ranging from economic to environmental. India currently has very extreme tax regulations. The country's supply of transport, ICT, and energy infrastructures remains largely insufficient and ill-adapted to the needs of the economy. Poverty rates are also high due to overpopulation, lack of space, and resources. Many have died due to lack of food or water.
Exactly, Dino. India has an inefficient governmental bureaucracy and political instability. Today, there is much discontent within the business community about the lack of reforms and the perceived instability of the government to push them through. Public trust in politicians has also been weakening. India's environment has been suffering along with its people due to the environmental damage, water shortages, water and air pollution it has undergone since 1985.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.